This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the Town of North Haven.
I'd like to call to order the October 9th, 2025 regular meeting of the North Haven Board of Education at 6:30 p.m. So prior to making, I need to make an approval of the September 11, 2025 regular Board of Education minutes. But prior to making that motion, I need to make a correction. Last month, there was a request for a North Haven High School teacher, Dominic Esposito, to take a child-rearing leave from October 2025 through conclusion at the 26-27 school year. The board voted to approve the leave from October 25 through the end of the school year. After reviewing the contract, the board vote at the 9/11 meeting was not needed, as the contract allows for a 2-year child-rearing leave. As a result, the teacher will be granted the full leave he requested. The minutes from last month's meeting will be amended to reflect this change. May I have any questions about that? May I have a motion to approve the September 11, 2025 Board of Education regular meeting amended minutes as just discussed?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. We're going to move on to our student representative reports. I think we'll start with we're going to start with the junior today, Ava Barone. She is a new student rep, and why don't you take a minute to kind of tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm Ava Barone. I'm the new incoming student representative of North Haven High School, and I am super happy to be here. You know, I love the community, and I'm very honored to be a part of this, and very happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We appreciate you coming out here. I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult. Anything you need to say about the class, or are you all set for now?
Yes. All 4 North Haven High School grades chose their class officers in elections held a week or so ago. These officers will now be set to work planning events for their class. After-school tutoring begins next week at the high school. All students are welcome to attend tutoring on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the library, which is taught by North Haven High School English teacher, Ms. Pearson, and North Haven High School math teacher, Mr. Snow. These offerings are in addition to regular extra help, which all teachers offer, and other support. North Haven High School has again earned AP Honor Roll distinction. This recognition is based on the percentage of students who take AP courses, who pass the AP exams, and who take multiple AP courses. Last year, we had 205 students take 347 AP courses. This recognition does not even count the other 350 course enrollments we had for students in non-AP college experience courses, most of whom earn transcripts and credentials towards college credit.
Great.
Very good, thank you. Do we have any questions for Ava?
Thank you.
Next month. We'll get you next month. Rajab Barijwa,
Yes.
student rep.
Yes. So the midpoint of marking period 1 just recently passed on September 29th, and things are going well. The marking period ends on November 3rd, 2025. Open house at North Haven High School was held on September 19th, and it was a positive evening. And parent conferences nights are on October 29th and November 3rd by appointment. The portal for parents to schedule their appointments will be open soon, and a letter is going home to parents this week.
Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions? No?
Thank you.
Appreciate you both coming by today. I know it takes out of your time. You've got studies and sports and family stuff. So if you would like to, you can adjourn at any time. You don't have to stay for the whole meeting. You can adjourn at any time. But we appreciate all your information. I didn't even hear that. So at this time, we'd like to do public comments. So in this session reserved for non-agenda items, there will be a second public comment session at the end of the meeting to comment on action and discussion items within the agenda. Does anybody like to speak? Come up and sign. Do we have, oh, right here. Come up and sign and have your sign. Come on. Yeah, right, just right there. Your name and address. Can we get one? You have enough for everybody?
I hope so.
Thank you.
Oh, my Lord.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't want to, punish you, committee. You have 5 minutes, right? Thank you.
I got one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Dear North Haven Board of Education members,
Can you please state your name and your address? You
my
know
name,
I- you know I
my name
don't
is
want
Salim Yavuz, and I
to-
live
Oh,
at
forget your address, I'm sorry.
1598 Hartford Turnpike.
Your name was?
Salim Yavuz.
Thank you.
Salim. I'm a very proud 9th grade student at North Haven High School, and my brother Karam attends North Haven Middle School, while my sister is enrolled at Green Acres Elementary School. Over the past 10 years, my family and I have been blessed to grow up in the North Haven school community. First of all, I'm grateful for the opportunity to express and practice my First Amendment rights, the freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. Coming from a Muslim immigrant family, we were nervous, scared, and uncertain about how we would be treated and welcomed when we first started school in North Haven. I'm pleased to say that my brother Karam, my sister Sarah, and I were welcomed with open arms by North Haven's caring teachers and counselors when we first arrived. With the support of dedicated teachers and staff, we worked hard through the ESL program, and it was one of the most proudest moments of our lives when we achieved the highest score in the state SBAC exam over the past 5 years. I've always received incredible support from my North Haven teachers and counselors. While still in middle school, I was given the opportunity to take 2 high school courses, such as geometry and algebra. Last year, thanks to my North Haven teacher recommendations, I was honored to receive the very prestigious Connecticut Young Scholar Leader Award, and I have had the privilege to serve as math team captain and represent our school at math Olympiads and future problem-solving competitions. My siblings and I, along with many other Muslim students, have been encouraged and supported to take part in the North Haven Gifted and Talented program, representing our school in state-level competitions. Beyond academics, my siblings and I proudly play for North Haven school teams, earning medals and most importantly building friendships that will last a lifetime. As a Muslim immigrant and a minority student, I never once felt excluded or discriminated against. Instead, I've always been treated with dignity, respect, and fairness in North Haven. North Haven has not only given me an excellent education, but also a true sense of belonging. We celebrate together, whether it's during Christmas break, Rosh Hashanah, or Yom Kippur, when schools close so families can gather and honor their traditions. I've celebrated these holidays joyfully with my Christian and Jewish friends, and has taught me that respect for each other's beliefs is at the very heart of this community. That is why I stand before you today, not just for myself, but on behalf of North Haven's hundreds of Muslim youth and families. With fairness and equity as our shared values, we respectfully ask that our school district also recognize Eid as a school holiday. Eid is the most sacred and joyful time in the Muslim faith, a day of prayer, gratitude, and family togetherness. Many Connecticut school districts officially realize Eid as a formal holiday, including Milford, Hamden, Orange, New Britain, Waterbury, Bridgeport, Fairfield, Norwalk, West Haven, New Haven, and Trumbull Public Schools. Formally recognizing Eid, just as other religious holidays are, would reflect the values that North Haven stands for: fairness, inclusivity, and respect for all traditions. It would ensure that Muslim students like myself and many others have the same opportunity to celebrate our most meaningful holiday with our families without falling behind in school. This request is not only about a calendar holiday, it is about what makes North Haven strong: equity, diversity, and respect for every child. It is also about living up to the promise of the First Amendment, which guarantees freedom of religion for all Americans. Once again, I want to seriously thank you for listening to me and giving me the opportunity to express my First Amendment rights. We are very thankful for the way North Haven supports all students, no matter what their religion, race, or background. The Board of Education's leadership and service help make North Haven schools a place where every child can feel welcome and succeed with deep gratitude. As North Haven Muslim youth and families, we would like to have one unified community with many celebrations. We respectfully request that the North Haven Board of Education recognize Eid as an official school holiday in North Haven Public Schools. This request has been received, reviewed, and supported by hundreds of North Haven families who attend 6 North Haven public schools. 6 North Haven schools. With the written permission, we are sharing their names below. As we see here, I've gathered many signatures from Muslim families who reached out to me without me contacting them. And there are also many other students that, after this was published, have also reached out to me about being on this list. And I just want you to listen to their voices. So So, as a member of the family, it's time to celebrate North Haven's values of equity, diversity, and access.
Let us finish. I missed that last sentence. I'll give him applause too, but I don't want to miss that last sentence.
Oh, it is time to celebrate North Haven's values of equity, diversity, and access for all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very, very well prepared. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say? No, I was just going to. Now, just your name, you don't have to give your address, just your name, be careful. Yeah, there you go, thank you, sir.
Hello, my name is Sarah Yavuz. I am a fourth grader at Green Acres Elementary School. As a young Muslim student, I feel very lucky to have kind and helpful teachers at my school. During the COVID pandemic, learning was hard for me because I was an ESL student, but my teachers always helped me and cared about me. Thanks to them, I finished the ESL program successfully. I am happy to share that I got level 4 on both my SBAC state math and English tests. I'm also proud that this year, with my teachers' support, I was recommended for the Gifted and Talented program. I even got to represent my school in math and FPS competitions. My favorite holiday is Eid because I get to have fun and spend time with my family and friends. I would love it if our school could celebrate Eid together at North Haven. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else like to come up and speak? Come on. Just your name.
Hi, my name is Jenna Botaina and I am a middle school student. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I am very grateful for all the support from my teachers, and I would also like to thank Green Acres Elementary School for providing me a room to pray when I was there. That kindness really meant a lot to me and my family. Eid al-Adha fell on Friday, June 6, 2025. It was the same day as my graduation from Green Acres Elementary School. It was very sad because my family and I had to choose between two important joys. I should have been able to celebrate both Eid and my graduation fully, but I had to sacrifice the happiness and prayers of Eid to attend the graduation ceremony. My whole family faced the same difficult choice. If Eid were recognized as an official school holiday, everyone could enjoy both their special celebrations without having to make a sad choice. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Anybody else like to come up and speak? Right ahead.
Hi, my name is Hamna Awaz. I'm a proud student at Green Acres Elementary School. I love my teachers and I love my school. Eid is a very special holiday for me and for my family. If we recognize Eid as a holiday, I will be so happy because, like my hometown, we will share joy and spend time with family and friends. We believe celebrating Eid will bring us full of happiness, unity, delicious food, and love for our community. Thanks for listening and giving me an opportunity to speak.
gonna move on from public comment. I'd like to make, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were coming this way. My fault.
Good evening. I'd like to take a moment to thank the Board of Education for granting me the time to speak tonight and the Muslim community for being here. My name is Jannat Butt. I graduated from North Haven High School, class of 2021, and have lived in North Haven for 22 years. Recently, I graduated summa cum laude from Quinnipiac University on a full academic scholarship, and I'm currently pursuing law. I'm also one of 5 children, all of whom attended and graduated from North Haven Public Schools. My eldest brother is pursuing his PhD in plasma physics at Princeton University. My second brother is completing his doctorate in anesthesia. My third brother, Bilal, maybe you've heard of him, is a successful producer, singer, and actor, soon to be on Broadway. And my little sister is a junior at North Haven High. So our family story is one that is deeply rooted in this town, and the school system has helped shape who we are today. But more importantly, I stand before you to speak about the importance of Eid and its addition to North Haven Public Schools' academic calendar. And I'm confident that we can find a solution that equally recognizes and values the dignity and identity of every child and ensures that they have the same opportunities as their peers to succeed. During my time at North Haven, I cherished every opportunity to get involved. As a student athlete, captain of the field hockey team, member of the tennis team, choir, theater, several clubs and honor societies, and as a volunteer in our community. I'm incredibly grateful for those opportunities and experiences from North Haven, as they've granted me wonderful memories and lifelong friends. But it wasn't easy. It was actually incredibly difficult to manage my studies as a competitive student with extracurriculars. But I had an additional burden to that, the struggle to remain true to a sacred part of my identity, being Muslim. There were several occasions where, despite my heart yearning to celebrate Eid with my family, I went to school to take a test and not fall behind. Because the fact of the matter is that missing a day of school can be detrimental to your success in a class or a subject. And I didn't want to fall behind. No one does. So I made a painful decision. I sacrificed my faith for my future to maximize my education and excel at the same rates as my peers. In hindsight, I realized that as a Muslim student, I felt unrecognized. Despite Eid being one of the most sacred days of my year, there was no acknowledgement, no sign that who I was mattered. And I can attest that that feeling of being unseen in a place that's meant to nurture you is a deeply sinking one. It teaches Muslim students that their presence is not valued. But the board has a very unique opportunity here to shift this narrative, to teach a new story to the youth in this community. So the question is, what story is it that you are striving to teach? Is it that your Muslim students are equally dignified, respected, and valued, that they have a place in this community and education system, that they are deserving of an equal chance at success, or that they must continue fighting an uphill battle, struggling to feel secure in their identity, while also striving to succeed in school without the same opportunities and privileges as their peers? The power to grant these students dignity, acknowledgement, and a moment to be celebrated now rests in your hands. I kindly urge the board to deeply consider adding Eid to the academic calendar. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
At this point, we've had, several speakers talking about Eid and that they would like it to be a holiday. So I'm going to end the conversation on that for now. Just a reminder, the day of the Eid right now is just a day of recognition. So when you come to school on that day, there is no new learning, there are no tests right now. So we're trying to get it so at a minimum, if you choose not to come to school, it's not at a detriment to you. So you'll be able to move on with your education without really losing anything. That may not be the best solution. I'm not quite sure yet. I don't know. But that move has been made to assure that we recognize what's going on and the importance of that day. So, as I've spoken in the past on this, the past couple of months, this school year's calendar is already set. And I've had a conversation with several of you, and you all are understanding of that. So that comes up to a vote again sometime in early in the year, right? March. In March. So we won't be discussing it as a possibility for a day off until March, but at that time, it'll be thoroughly discussed. And all the options that we have will be laid out on the table. I think one of the things that we have to, as a board, kind of figure out is we know it is a rotating holiday, correct? So it doesn't exactly, it's not like the third Thursday of this month and the fourth Friday of that month. It moves, and that's due with the lunar schedule, correct?
It moves back 10 days every year.
Oh, it rolls back. Okay, so it rolls back. So there are times when it's not in the school year, half of it's in the school year, or it's all in the school year. So we have to consider that also, because we still need to carry our 180 days and make sure that we are covered on on the basics that we have to give to the state.
So if let's say the first day of Eid comes into like a weekend day, obviously we...
You have to go to the microphone. That's okay.
I think I'm here so many times. So
No, it's so that they can hear at home,
Everybody
that's
can hear.
all.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you for this. Yeah, I just wanted to mention Kürşat Kavgacı, 103 Maple Avenue, North Haven. So I just wanted to mention that if the Eid comes into, let's say, like a weekend day, let's say like next year or year after, obviously, the school doesn't have to take
only need
a
one.
day off. Right. So it's only the first day, I guess, that we're, trying to have a day off, because that's.
So there's 2 days, correct? And you're
It's-
looking for just the first day?
Also, there's two Eids, right? There's
Yeah.
Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. So for each holiday, what's more important is the first day.
Okay. So is that what we're trying to accomplish, to get just the first day?
Yes,
Or are we trying to get both? So we're trying to accomplish just the first day?
first day for both holidays, basically.
So 2 days off?
Yeah, 2 days.
Okay, so it is 2 days.
It's two separate holidays,
Yep.
so each day, or first day of each holiday.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Intervention is celebrated for 3 days, well,
Each.
on the first day
Yeah.
of those 3 days as a, I'm sorry, it must be.
No, that's okay.
That's-
Yeah, so that's what I meant, yeah.
All right.
So-
So again, gonna be in conversation, starting early part of the year. It's coming up in about 4 or 5 months. We'll start to discuss the calendar for next year. Right now, it's a day of observation. So if in fact it falls on a school day and you don't come to school that day to observe your faith, you're not gonna lose any testing ground or new information ground. And I think that's about the best we can do for you right now.
Great. I also wanted to thank the community, Muslim community here, for actually coming and supporting this need for our youth, for our children, for our Muslim children. Thank you. This is great, and also I'm very happy to see some of the youth. We have like some youth leaders who actually made a beautiful speech to express their feelings towards this necessity, like why it's important for them personally, and yeah, this is wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Is there any other topic that anyone would like to address today? It's not Eid related?
Yes, it is related. I just want to end it up.
We're concluded. I apologize, but we concluded. There's only supposed to be 20 minutes of one subject per conversation. So I let 6 people speak on the same issue.
I just want to confirm, do we have assurance for the next year? I mean, at least we can...
There is no assurance. What I said was, I assure you that we will be going over it when we develop the calendar for next year. So, that's all right, you can ask the question. So when we develop the calendar for next year, we have conversations about every day and every request that's made. Right now, because this calendar is already completed last March, we're saying that it's a day of observance and there'll be no testing, no new real learning that day. So if you observe your religion that day, you won't be missing anything. So we're trying to be as accommodating as we can and still keep the calendar. So next year, when we start to talk about the calendar, this will be obviously a major topic of conversation. But as far as guaranteeing a day, I don't guarantee any day. It's all about conversation, and who knows between now and the day we talk what the state may say we need to do or not do. So, we'll talk about it in April, and I encourage everybody to come, and I've encouraged everybody to come every month and speak on it.
We're not on the table of this conversation. How is that conversation coming up? You guys agree with each other on this or no? At some level, so we can have some kind of standing. If it's happening, do we need to bring in more people to support this? Or
You don't need to bring in more people. I mean, you've had 6 speakers. It's only 20 minutes per issue. I'm allowing this, and I really even shouldn't, but I'm allowing it because you are. What happened?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Because you're speaking honestly and openly about it. There's nothing more I can tell you about what we're doing next year other than it's a discussion along with every other holiday that we already have to see if they all stay, if one goes, if we add one, what the state is going to be requiring us to do for a year's worth of schooling, whether it's 179, 180, 181, we don't know. So when we get those numbers, that's all part of the conversation, and that's how we develop start dates, finish dates, days off, and everything else. So believe me, it's not a 5-minute conversation. It's a long, drawn-out conversation. We have a subcommittee, and they do an excellent job of maintaining what the school needs to meet all the state levels and try to keep everybody happy. It's a very difficult job. It's a thankless job, but they're doing the best they can.
If you need anything from us or from the other towns who has recognized it,
the thing I think we would need you more than anything, like what are the dates for next year, if you know. That would be the biggest help, because I don't know if we're looking at 2 days or 1 day. I don't know. So yes, that information would be helpful to us. If someone can give us like maybe the next 5 years worth of days, then we can take a look at that and see how that works into the schedule. Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, Ron,
Thank you.
can I just really quickly?
Yes, you can.
I just want to say, this is usually a thankless job, being on the Board of Education, but I'm so impressed with you kids. Good job coming here today. Good job, making your cases. I'm really impressed with you, all of you. Thank you.
Does anybody have anything other than they would like to speak about? Okay, moving forward. Consent agenda. The resignation of Mark Stanley, paraeducator, North Haven High School. Melissa DiMonato, paraeducator, North Haven High School. The retirement of Deborah Keys, paraeducator, Green Acres Elementary School. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Can I get a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to the Board of Education chairperson report. And I asked Mrs. Peterson to talk about our Connecticut Blue Ribbon School Award that was brought to us yesterday by the state.
Well, I unfortunately was not able to attend yesterday, so I think you could probably speak to that. I know you were there. But I'd like to read this official statement from the state of Connecticut by His Excellency Ned Lamont, Governor. Whereas on September 9th, 2025, it was announced that due to the recent termination of the U.S. Department of Education's National Blue Ribbon Schools program, the Connecticut State Department of Education would establish the Connecticut Blue Ribbon Schools program to continue the tradition. And whereas this program recognizes and highlights schools that are excelling in academic success, and whereas this year's honorees have earned this distinction and thereby highlighted their extraordinary teaching and learning taking place every day in their classrooms, And whereas your school demonstrates what is possible when educators, students, families, and communities work together effectively. And whereas your learning community gives students a place to feel connected to the staff and their peers. And whereas your continued attention to meeting the needs of each individual student and supporting them in their education and overall well-being showcases the leadership and dedication in your school. Now, therefore, I, Ned Lamont, Governor of the State of Connecticut, do hereby officially honor Green Acres Elementary School as a blue ribbon school in the state of Connecticut.
I'm going to let Mr. Stirk speak on that for a second, but like Randy said, I was fortunate enough to be able to attend yesterday, and it was fantastic. We held at the North Haven High School Library. I'd like to commend Mr. Stirk and his entire staff all the way down to name it. It was just, it was impeccably done. Everyone who came, and we were loaded with dignitaries. The Lieutenant Governor was there, Secretary of Education was there, Mr. Frida, Ciccarella, Mr. Iaccarino, among many other standing politicians that had to do with the education that we all deal with in the state. And they were all kind of really floored by what was going on. And it was an honor to sit there and listen to them talk about not only the other schools, but in particular Green Acres that did such an outstanding job. So I'd just like to say congratulations to them myself. Patrick?
Thank you. Yeah, it was a wonderful event, and just for context, a Blue Ribbon School, there were only 4 of them in Connecticut this year, and Green Acres was one of 4. Normally, it's a nationally recognized award. However, the United States Department of Education discontinued this recognition. We're so happy with the State Department of Ed here in Connecticut that they continued this recognition. We were happy to host all 4 schools. It were a school from New Britain, a school from Weston, as well as a school from Portland, Connecticut. And in order to receive a Blue Ribbon status, it's based on performance on state assessments, and Green Acres has been excelling, not only last year, but they almost take a look back at the last decade or so. It's not a one-year deal. And Green Acres' ability to close the achievement gap between high needs learners and the learning population. So both of those are extremely high at Green Acres. And like I said, both of those not 1 year for a succession of 5 to 10 years. So really this is the students and the teachers and the families award. We're just happy to read it and be part of it. So we thank all of the Green Acres students that are here, the teachers, Ms. Savoy and Ms. Ludington were able to join us yesterday at the event. So we're just happy to spread the word and celebrate all of you. So thank you. Can't do that. Won't do them justice.
Okay, I have 2 other items I'd like to speak on. I'm going to go with the lighter of the 2 first. So, does anybody here know what Project Graduation is? Well, answer me at once. It's a project that allows the seniors to participate in celebration of their graduation on graduation night in a secured area to be chosen by the person that runs that particular project. I ran the project for several years. I had it in a couple of different places. It always worked out well. We had buses, all the kids would sign up. They'd be up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. We bring them back here. We had breakfast, or we ordered breakfast out wherever we were. And the reason you do this is because statistically, it is the deadliest night for teenagers in the country. Everybody's out celebrating, they're driving around, and things happen. So it was, the object of this project is to keep these kids safe, occupied, happy, and enjoying their one day they can all celebrate together. The thing about it is it's a large project to put together. The board cannot do that project. It's a project that has to be done outside the board. So I need a parent, a PTA rep. Normally it would be, when I ran it, I had help from parents that had seniors in the school. And I can make myself available to anybody that wants to take on this task to let you know how I did it, what I did, where I got the food, the donations, the people, the bands, the DJs, the magician, everything. The one thing I will say is that when I did it, I had to scrape up all the money myself. So it was like a 9-month task. We have the money available to run the project. So whoever decides to run the project does not have to do, as it stands, they don't have to do fundraisers, car washes, any of that throughout the 9-month time that I did. So it's a major step ahead of where anybody else has ever been. So if anybody out there has any thought about maybe wanting to do that, please contact Mr. Stirk or myself. I don't have any issue with that. And again, I make myself available. It is a great, great program. It's a great program. And I really hope that somebody takes this thing by the horns and gets it to run. I would love to restart it. COVID kind of killed it for us. I ran it up until COVID happened. And then after that, it stopped, and then trying to get funding for it with everything, the way the world was very difficult. So it hasn't run since COVID happened, and I would like to get it running again. So
this is Dr. Yavuz, my research books on the college and career readiness. Yep.
Just sign in, please. What are you saying?
So my name is Olcay Yavuz. I'm a professor at Southern Education Leadership Department.
Yep.
So over 25 years, I focus on the college and career readiness, and I would like to be part of the project as a volunteer, not paid.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's the other thing. Ain't nobody getting paid. Listen, if we ain't getting paid, nobody getting paid. So listen, I appreciate that. Please contact Mr. Stirk's office, and he'll get your name and information, and we'll talk about that. Okay, thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Ron?
Yes?
I would just like to also say that I happen to have a senior this year, and while I have a lot on my plate, if anyone's listening or watching, if there's other parents of seniors that are looking to step up and help out and make this happen, I'm going to help out and step up and make it happen. I just need others to step up with me. So please, if you are interested, please contact central office and let's make this happen, not just for this year, but for every year going forward, because it's really important for our kids. Thanks.
Thank you for that. Anybody else?
Can you do like a call to action? Can there be like a email or something, like call to action, so that it gets disseminated to everybody through Power School or whatever?
Yeah, no, I'll do it.
Like the robocall?
Something will get done, believe me.
Just say, we know everybody got the message.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put it out there. We'll figure it out. We'll get it out there. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay. All right. The next item I'd like to speak on. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to talk about it. Right now, it's very fluid. So what I tell you now, I don't want to say won't be exactly the end result. It will be in some fashion. What we'd like to talk about is the planning update for all the elementary schools in town. This is probably the worst time to bring it up. I get that with what everybody's talking about. Over the last year, Mr. Stirk, his staff, myself have been dealing with an audit team, for lack of a better word, to go into all the schools and tell us what each school needs to bring it up to par, just par. How much it will cost, how long it will take, how long do you think those repairs will last, and what happens in 10 years? The numbers are they're staggering. I don't even want to say the numbers yet because we're still looking at the numbers. But the numbers are huge. And that is just to get your elementary schools in a point where they are, everything's operational. Doesn't mean it's the best, it doesn't mean anything other than everything kind of works for now. But all those, I mean, parts of Ridge Road are 90 years old. Clintonville School is 60 years old. You know, Green Acres, Monte East, they all have age to them. And with that, the original equipment that was placed in them has a lot of age. Not every school has the original equipment still in it, obviously, but there are pieces that we know are limping along, really waiting to fail. And with those numbers, if something fails, like a cooler or something, we don't have any choice, it has to be fixed. So we all know what happened this budget season, so it's a very difficult task. So we're trying to look ahead to see what the best way to handle it is. So we are currently talking to them about 4 new schools, Ridge, Clintonville, Monte East, and Green Acres, to replace all 4 of them. Some would be an exact replacement of where the buildings are. Some will be on the property while the other buildings can remain for a while until we figure out future use. So it's a very detailed, complicated task that changes weekly because you're trying to guess, you know, in 5 years the repairs of this building. You don't know what things are going to cost next week, let alone 5 years from now. So everything is kind of a guess. You know, we've spoken with Mr. Frieda about it, and Mr. Frieda has been very positive. And basically what he's telling me is get everything together, and then let's look at it. So we've spent a lot of time just trying to make sure that whatever it is that we end up presenting will be something that is very complete, as difficult as that is. So I just wanted to kind of broach the subject today and let everybody know what's going on. I didn't want to come out in 2 months and say, hey, we're having a vote or we're doing this or doing that. I didn't want that. I wanted everybody to hear what's going on, kind of understand why it's going on, and I'm sure you will have questions for me and the administration at some point, whether it's today or next month or whatever it is. Doesn't matter, you can ask away. But that is kind of where we're at. And I don't really want to give out much more than that because we're still, you know, we're hip deep in the thing and trying to really work it out the best we can to see what works best for the town, the future, and the education of our students moving forward. And that's really the thing that is pressing this whole issue. We don't think that we can accommodate the educational needs of our students moving forward over the next 6 years. I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about as we look forward 5 and 6 years from now, it's going to be a struggle. So that's where we're at with that. I'll open up some questions from the board.
Can I ask a couple? So it would be, you're saying right now, it looks like it would be all 4 elementary schools are going to have a whole new building?
Entirely new. And that has to do with the finance structure from the state back to us. If you want to do a repair, it's like half the money you get as if you do a brand new one. And the repairs, I mean, the new building isn't twice what the repairs are. So you're almost going backwards if you make the repair because the money you spend is going to be more than if you ended up with new schools. It's kind of crazy, but the way the state gives you money back and forth and the way you qualify for funds, it just seems to work out that way.
While, let's say that happens, okay? Because we know nothing's for sure.
Yeah.
While the new schools are being built, will the current school still be operational so that kids aren't getting districted elsewhere for a period of time, or is that potentially going to happen?
At some point, we believe 2 schools will have to be redistricted for a year or so.
Okay.
And that would be Green Acres and Clintonville, because the properties aren't big enough to build on-site while those buildings remain. So you would do, and it's all very tentative, you would do Ridge Road and Montemise first. You build the school while they're attending the existing schools. When the new schools are done, you move Ridge into the new school, Montemise into their new school. You take Clintonville, we're not exactly sure yet, and move them into Ridge, and then take Green Acres, move them into Montemise, tear down those buildings, build, and then move back. The entire process should take approximately 4 years from start to finish.
And when is this?
Basically 2 and 2.
And when are we projecting the possibility? I know it's not for sure. Like you said, five years from now? Or that was just in
No,
5
that
or
was
6
for the
years? We don't
repairs.
know.
That was for the repairs.
Okay.
So the money they told us is for 5 years worth of repairs. And then at 5 years, you're level, and then we expect another round of
Right.
repairs.
So when would this
So-
potentially begin? Maybe, possibly, not for
Maybe
sure.
possibly. Don't hold me to anything because it's so fluid. Listen, we're trying to get it done and trying to get it done as soon as we can because you, like I said a little while ago, you just don't know what materials are going to cost in 2030. So you can estimate a number today, and then 2030 comes around and you're like, wait a minute, it's 15% more than I thought. So you try to do it as soon as you can, but we're not quite ready to make a presentation. It's going to be another 6 months, 4 months, 4 to 6 months before we can make any presentation to the town.
Can I ask one more? And
Sure.
then because I'm bogarting the question.
Sure.
Is this group also projecting growth? So like growth of the schools? Because I know that was something we were concerned about with the size of our current schools.
The way they do is they take, was it 10 years? A 10-year run of what your,
What our growth was.
what your, right, thank you. Well, the kids that were in school is, right, and for each particular zone. And then they move that forward, and then they tell you, this is how big you can get. So you can't go to the state and say, I don't know, if the school's saying 100,000 feet just for a conversation. Hey, we'd like to have 110,000 square feet. They're like, that's how it works.
Okay.
We tell you how big it can be based on the population of your particular area.
And have those projections been accounted for the high school and the middle school? Because I know the elementary schools are pretty much at capacity for the most part.
Those were done
I know.
back when, and that's how you got the size of the high school. Because originally they wanted it bigger and they couldn't get it bigger.
Right, okay. But I was asking if like if there's a projected growth seen now with this new
They
thing,
take
if
all
that
that,
will,
no, they take that into consideration for up to this year to see what's being built, what's the possibility of expansion of the population.
Okay. Sorry.
Anybody else?
Go ahead.
I'm sure, go ahead.
I just want to ask about land quickly, because I know that nothing is for sure. We're basing a lot of this discussion around assumptions.
Yeah.
But you said Clintonville and Green Acres, there isn't enough land to build another school on site.
Correct.
Would the plan be to build other schools on those existing sites?
Ridge Road and Montemise will be built separate
Separate.
on the property while those two schools are still functioning. When the new schools are built, we move Ridge into the new Ridge, Montemise into the new Montemise, Green Acres into the old Montemise, Clintonville into the old Ridge.
It's a
or,
swing space.
however. And then those two buildings, Clintonville and Green Acres, get torn down and rebuilt on the exact same spot.
Same spot?
Yeah, it has to do with flood zones and everything else, so it's,
Isn't Clintonville on a, like, people say in jest it's on a swamp, but isn't Clintonville, like Clintonville is not in as good a shape as a spry 60-year-old building might be because of the
that's true.
water?
It's not necessarily because of the water.
No.
It really isn't. Are there issues?
Yeah.
Yes. Are there way around those issues? Yes, that weren't taken into consideration back at the time of the build. So now all that will be taken into consideration as you move forward.
Are fields also being considered as part of the planning process?
Whatever fields are there now, you'll end up at least the same amount of fields. They may not be in the same location, but you'll have the same.
Like athletic fields?
Yeah.
We talked to them about that. And actually with the move, we think there's an opportunity to develop more fields than we currently have.
And it's just for the sake of discussion, because I know it has come up previously as an idea, not to say it's a good idea, but can you talk a little bit about why one elementary school to rule them all might not be a great idea?
Say that again?
Like to build one
Oh,
school.
one mega school?
Mega school.
Oh my God, no. She's asking. Oh, okay. She's asking me, would it be, why not one mega school instead of the 4 schools?
I'm not proposing that,
No,
just to be
no,
clear.
no. Sorry, my question was, what was your answer on fixing the fields? That was going to be my next.
Oh, fixing, the schools will not have any less than what they have now. And in fact, we think that there's an opportunity to create more.
The end of 4 years though, correct?
Well, during the whole process. So the first 2 schools will not take 4 years, they'll take 2 years. And then you move the other ones over and the next 2 are 2 years.
So the whole process.
So the whole process is 4 years, all the schools. Yes? That was your-
Are we ever going to fix these fields for these kids? When it rains, it's ridiculous for these kids.
That's a whole nother, brother, that's a whole nother thing. I'm not even about to get into it right now. Listen, I appreciate your concern, but not today. As they say, we'll do it, but we'll talk about it.
The soccer
So-
fields, right? Soccer fields.
Yeah, soccer fields. Yeah,
We
all
need
know.
more soccer fields.
Right, there's no doubt that, listen, fields are needed.
100% agree.
I'm trying to get through 4 schools first, which is gonna be hard enough.
Priority.
Yeah, I'm trying to prioritize a little bit, but, you know, we'll see where that's at. Go ahead, Michelle.
So I just want to make sure that I understand correctly. I'm going through this process in my own district right now, so I've been following pretty closely. You're saying that through the audit process that the audit company has discussed options to renovate to new versus building new schools. And because of the state's
No,
reimbursable rates?
They audited to bring it up to par.
So not renovate
in
to
5
new,
years.
just to bring up to par?
What they talked about was your return on investment is much smaller when you just make a repair. The cost to do the repair as opposed to, with the return, as opposed to the cost of building with the return is less than the repair.
So it doesn't have anything to do with the state reimbursable rates for?
Yes,
Oh,
it
it
has
does?
everything to do with it.
Okay.
It has everything to do with it.
Because building new gets you a higher
higher.
reimbursable rate through the
Much higher.
state than any sort of renovations,
Right.
correct?
Much
Okay.
higher. Anybody else?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much where we're at on that. I just wanted to kind of lay it out there so people can at least hear what goes on at these meetings. So we're really not doing nothing. We have a lot of stuff going on. So I just want everybody to hear that and get that out. So at this point, I'm going to go to reports on the standing committees, ACES.
ACES, I'm sorry.
That's okay, Marty. Take that.
Yeah, actually, it's very short tonight. They talked about the Chase program, which is up in Waterbury. They're undergoing similar type of problem. They are upgrading and building part of a new facility. They had gone to the state 3 times at this point for architectural design and upgrades, and the problem they're running into is the issue that's come up with the school fund department at the state with this trial that's going on. They're getting very hairy about approving certain things. At the moment, they hope to start in January of 2026 in the renovations and building. It's a 33-month program. It's expected to cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $84 million with an 80% return from the state. Bassett Road, which is probably the big topic for everybody in town, is currently about 80 to 85% complete. We had a tour of it this afternoon. I have several photographs of what the building will look like when it's completed, plus the state it's in right now. They're incorporating, I guess, mostly what you can call state-of-the-art materials and design for special needs and for safety of the students. When it's completed, they expect to have EDI, Village Street, and one other school moving into the facility, hopefully starting around July 1st. Currently, they're looking at 157 students and staffs moving from one school. Village Street School is 125. Mill Road is 147, and that's going to move in. The Wintergreen project up in Hamden is going to be completed in August, and ACES has a current enrollment of 2,023 students. That's it.
Thank you, Marty. Does anybody have any questions for Marty? Okay, moving on to curriculum, instruction, and planning.
Thank you. We met earlier this evening. We discussed and approved 3 new club proposals. Those are all 2 of 3 at the high school. First at the high school is the Medical Scholars Society, which is a focus on research and medical issues, discussions, and creating creative solutions for those issues. There was also a proposal at the high school for the Tabletop Game Club, which is like cards, board games, D&D, that sort of thing. That was approved, and we approved 1 club proposal at the middle school called the Language Club, and they, the focus of that club was Arabic and Italian, and just for students to get together and I guess engage in those languages. The C&I committee is also, as you know, responsible for any field trip that is either out of state or overnight. There were several field trip requests that came to us that we reviewed and approved, all of which will then come tonight to the board for a final vote, and those were North Haven High School Fashion Club to New York City in April of 2026, the high school hockey team to Rhode Island for a tournament in February 26th, the high school marketing club trip to Citi Field, April of 26th, the high school culinary club to Disney, April or May of 2026, and then our FBS program to travel again to international conference, which has been at the University of Indiana the last, I think, 3 or 4 years, and that'll be in June of 26.
Awesome.
We also had a brief open discussion tonight where Mrs. McKenna shared some information. Board members who have had kids in elementary school may be familiar with Calendar Math. That program is becoming harder to get the math kits, so there's a transition to Bridges Number Corner that's going to begin to be utilized as Calendar Math component start to, I guess, phase out. And that's it.
May I have a motion to approve the April 9, 2026 North Haven High School Advanced Fashion Class Field Trip to New York City Garment District?
I'll make a motion.
Need a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. May I have a motion to approve the April 30th, 2026 through May 4th, 2026 North Haven High School Culinary Arts Class Field Trip to Disney World in Orlando, Florida?
Make a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. May I have a motion to approve the North Haven High School Marketing Class Field Trip to Citi Field in Flushing, New York, with a date to be determined?
I'll make a motion.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. May I have a motion to approve the February 6, 2026 through February 7, 2026 North Haven High School hockey team trip to Cranston Veterans Ice Rink in Cranston, Rhode Island, and the Thayer Ice Arena in Warwick, Rhode Island.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to approve the June 10, 2026 through June 14, 2026 trip to the FPS International Conference at the University of Indiana in Bloomington, Indiana?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much. Finance and operations.
We met tonight and we had some significant discussion on our non-lapsing funds. Following Ron's planning update for our elementary schools, I think this might be particularly prescient for folks. I want to just take a moment to explain a really complex issue that has come up between the Board of Finance and the Board of Education, specifically around how we allocate our non-lapsing funds. The Board of Finance has asked that we allocate our non-lapsing funds to the Workers' Compensation Reserve. Their reasoning is that the town ratings agencies are watching our IBNR, which is incurred but not realized. This refers to the estimated future cost of workers' compensation claims that haven't been fully processed yet. As we know, workers' comp can be very volatile, and the actuaries who calculate these figures tend to plan for the worst, while we always hope for the best. We understand this, and we are recommending a $75,000 transfer from our non-lapsing funds to be allocated to the Workers' Comp Reserve to support that fund responsibly. However, we also have other priorities to consider. This year, we don't have a capital budget, and we are responsible for maintaining all 6 school buildings. At the high school in particular, we're facing some risks with the heating system, something called a flange that I just recently became aware of. Didn't know that word before. And we just need to be prepared for the opportunity that we might have to make repairs. And while we recognize the importance of strengthening our reserves, that is personally very important to me, we also need to ensure that our schools can stay open and warm and safe throughout the winter. That means we need to, in my opinion, we need to keep some flexibility in our non-lapsing funds to cover any unexpected costs. All of this sort of underscores the larger point that it's risky for the Board of Education to operate on a very tight budget like this. And when every dollar is already spoken for, little things like this can make a big difference. You know, our goal on the Finance Committee is always to be fiscally responsible and protect our students, staff, and faculty. And striking a balance between those things is very, very important. So as we continue through this year, things like excess cost and ECS funding, as they start to become more clear, I'd like to make the recommendation that we revisit shifting additional funds to the Workers' Comp Reserve. But for right now, I think, you know, after the meeting, we talked about $75,000 for now. In addition, I just want to take one more moment to talk about maybe a process issue. Over the past several Board of Finance meetings, it appears that there may be some questions for our board, and I'd like to just take a moment to clarify the process for submitting and receiving responses to those questions. Mentioning a question out loud doesn't necessarily count as a request for information. So to ensure that questions are properly received and addressed, let's submit them to our fearless leader, Ron Bathrick, or you can come ask a question during public session at Board of Education meetings. And that's it for us.
Okay. North Haven Education Foundation?
Thank you.
You know what? I'm sorry. Does anybody have any questions for Amanda?
I do, but I don't know if it's appropriate now
it is.
or for Christian when he does the.
Appropriate now, it's appropriate later.
I'm just curious about the recommended transfer of the $75,000 workers' comp, because we're looking at a deficit on that line item as it is, right? We're projecting a deficit. Like, what is going to be the impact of that transfer and the projected deficit, if any impact?
I mean, it's certainly going to lessen it. For me to make a projection right now in October based upon unknown hits to the account would be risky. You know, if quite frankly, if the year ended today, I'd say we're all in there right now. The discussion that was held by members of the Finance Committee meeting was to start shifting money over there in the hopeful anticipation that other unexpected but immediately necessary expenses didn't also fall upon the Board of Education at that time. That was a number that was brought forward by members of the Finance Committee, and certainly up to you, the members of the Board of Education, to make any further determination on.
Anything else, Jeff?
No, I don't, I mean, I could talk about the reserves for
Yeah, I
half
know.
the night, but I'll just.
And that's fair enough.
I'll
That's
just
fair enough.
leave it. Thank you for the additional information.
I think it's, yeah, it's a tough spot to pick a number, to figure out what you're going to do for workers' comp and what you need to keep the building running. Although I know we can freely shift our money as we see fit. So, you know, I don't know that the need to split it in any particular fashion is that important, whether we put it all in one or the other. It can be moved by a vote. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. Anybody else have anything? Okay. Thanks, Emily. Education Foundation?
Thank you. So the Ed Foundation held their monthly meeting yesterday. At the meeting, they approved a grant submitted by our high school library and media specialist, Anthony Giordano. The grant will be used to purchase additional outdoor seating in the library courtyard. So I saw Anthony yesterday prior to the Blue Ribbon event, and he was very excited that it was approved. He says, I think 2 additional classrooms will be able to utilize that space now, so very exciting. And the foundation welcomed a new student representative, junior Chloe Perito. Thank you.
Yes, does anybody have any questions for Patrick?
Do you know when that additional furniture will be implemented, for lack of a better way of putting it?
I would assume in the spring would be my assumption. I think the process, the money has to come through from the foundation. They work with Howard and Christian to do that. Once it's purchased, our guys have to put it together, so I don't, weather dependent.
Yeah, well, it's a nice, it's a great space, and it's nice that they're donating the money for that.
Very much so.
Anybody else have anything? Superintendent's report?
Thank you. So this evening, Melinda and I are going to share a relatively short presentation regarding last year's testing results. I'm just going to keep saying change the slide to Joyce if everyone doesn't mind. So Joyce, go ahead. So can everyone see up here? You also have it at your tables in case you can't see. So this slide is the vision of the graduate, which drives our work within the district. And the results of every year's testing is a product of applying the vision of a graduate's competencies and dispositions to daily instruction. Go ahead, Joyce. Thank you. So we'll take a look at results from SBAC, from NGSS, and SAT, which are all state assessments. And there are also a few slides highlighting the progress on AT assessments and the iReady platform, which is a district-based assessment. Go ahead, Joyce. Thank you. So when looking at the SBAC and NGSS assessments, we have mastery. And mastery is considered when students reach a level 3 or level 4. That means they've either met the standard they're tested on or they've exceeded that standard. And so if you look at the results, when compared to the state, North Haven Public Schools performed well above the state average in language art, English language arts, in math, and in science. Next slide, Joyce.
Okay. This slide demonstrates the performance of each elementary school in math, language arts, and science. And as you can see, we're solidly above 70% across all elementary schools in math and language arts. Next slide, please. This next one shows how the district performed against our district reference group, our DIRG, in all of those areas as well. The district ranked 4th in our DIRG for ELA. Next slide, please. we ranked 5th for math. And, go ahead again. We continue to make great progress in science. We ranked 5th in the DIRG for the 24-25 administration of the NGSS, which is the Next Generation Science Standards. And that includes the 3 tested areas, which are grades 5, 8, and 11. Any questions on any of that? Yes?
It's not a question. I hate to do this. It's more of a comment, but holy smokes. For us to have come out ahead of Old Saybrook, it's not an exact correlation, but they spend over $8,000 more per kid per year than North Haven does. That is amazing. Thank you.
Collectively, between English, language arts, and math, we've never been ranked higher
No.
in the history of SBAC testing.
This is my favorite Board of Ed meeting.
Ours too.
Joyce, next slide, please. So this slide, although it has a lot of information on it, has achievements from across the district, especially in grades 3 through 5. And as you can see, grades 3, 4, and 5 are at the top of their grade levels within our DIRG. Grade 4 students ranked first in ELA and first in math, and grade 5 students ranked first in math in our DIRG. In all 3 elementary grades, the 3 that are tested, 3, 4, and 5, we are no lower than 4th place in our DIRG in both math and in language arts. So we're so proud of our teachers, so proud of our students, administrators, coordinators. Thank you all. And once we receive the district and school-based accountability reports, they come out later, we will dig into each of those and have a report on those as well.
Okay, next one, please. So before we talk about our SAT data, we wanted to share our progress with the iReady assessment. As you know, we've been doing that for the past few years, and we're really pleased with the correlation from our iReady data, fall to spring, and how it relates to our SBAC performance and our state performance.
Next slide, Joyce. Thank you. North Haven High School ranked 6th in the DIRG for percentage of students who met or exceeded goal on our NGSS science assessment, and we outscored the state by almost 20%. Next slide, Joyce. Thank you. This slide demonstrates the SAT comparisons within the state and our DIRG. And the high school is in the middle of the DIRG for both math and ELA SAT scores. And the next slide, please, Joyce. This slide zeroes in on the top performers on the 2025 SAT. And as you can see, our top 10% of our students at North Haven High School had an average of 1401 on the SAT. And the top 50% of our students scored around 1175. Next slide, Joyce. And this year, we wanted to highlight our AP and college bearing courses. This slide shows an increase in students taking AP courses. So back in 2021, there were only 124 students who took AP courses. In this past year, we're now at 228 students, with 86% of the students obtaining a score of 3 or 4. So not only did the number of students increase, but our scores, the number of students passing the AP assessment also increased.
Next slide, please. So to kind of continue on with that note, we've spent a lot of time talking about college-bearing courses and dual enrollment, concurrent enrollment. Last year, there were 396 students that were concurrently enrolled in courses at North Haven High School. That means that they're taught by one of our teachers, and they receive credit for the course at the high school as well as the higher education institution. Next slide, please. We continue to grow these college-bearing opportunities. This school year, we added 3 new Quinnipiac courses, which constitute an education pathway of 9 credits. We have 2 new UConn courses, a popular music and diversity in American society, and a seminar and studio in academic writing and multimodal composition. We also added an Albertus Magnus data science opportunity, which is a dual enrollment, meaning that students take the courses directly via that higher ed institution. We currently have 3 students participating in that. And we also are offering an additional dual enrollment opportunities in Greek studies at the College of the Holy Cross. Students do that again, signing up on their own, and we have one student participating in that. And the good news is, even with that high number, enrollment is still open, so there may be more students who engage in these courses throughout the course of the year. Next slide, please. And the last bit of data that I wanted to share, and is really timely with the discussions and the public comment that we had earlier. Another state assessment that students must take is the Lost Links assessment, and that's for any students who are English language learners. They're screened at the start of the school year, and then they're constituted as multilingual or English learner students. And last year, out of our 190 multilingual students, 24 students, 12.6%, passed the Lost Links state assessment, and they were exited from the program. As you heard some evidence, our numbers have been really solid in terms of exiting our students and giving them the skills that they need. And additionally, one of our multilingual students passed the alternate language assessment. We have 14 students currently who are duly identified, meaning they receive ML services and special education services. So holistically, we're really, really proud of our students and teachers in the district. The kids are doing amazing.
Awesome. Does anybody have anything for, what was that? Go ahead,
Amanda.
Oh, thanks. So just a couple of quick things. Obviously, quantitative data on student learning should only be used directionally, right? But I love this direction. There's tons of context behind these data as well. So I want to make sure that I'm saying thank you to all of our teachers and staff who make this happen, as well as our community and our parents. One thing that I look at every year when it comes to the budget is I look at how much we're spending per pupil and where we rank within our district reference group from these standardized scores. It gives us a good understanding of what value our town and our taxpayers get from this. And seeing us rank first in our district reference group in some of these categories is like, it's a joyful moment for me. And folks should know that we are in the bottom of our district reference group for how much money we spend per student. I don't know how long that's going to be sustainable for, but these are excellent results. We're a blue ribbon school. We have like the very best of the best working here. So I want to just make sure that I'm expressing gratitude to the folks who made this happen, because this is impressive. I also just had one question on the dual enrollment classes. How do students find out about dual enrollment classes, and at what grade are they allowed to start taking them?
So we put offerings in our course offering description book at the high school. So students, even those coming into the high school for freshman year, have access to that. Our counseling department at the high school also works to help students learn more about that. And Amy Ropp, our career and tech education coordinator, she does a beautiful job of sharing out the opportunities that are available. Anthony, do you have anything else to add to that? Because I know you work directly with that.
No, and I think what's very helpful for the 8th grade, incoming 9th grade students is typically there's a very nice presentation that overviews and takes a look in depth at the different opportunities, especially at the career pathways outlook. So for example, if the student might be interested in going into automotive tech, we'll use that. These are the courses you need to take, this is the trajectory, and it just helps to outline everything nicely. So I think there's a lot of wonderful communication that goes on, and we hope our students continue to take a ton of advantage of this, because there's some great opportunities.
And in the course descriptions and those conversations, for instance, Southern, or some of the universities that we don't have the dual enrollment with, meaning our teachers are not teaching here in North Haven, students have wide opportunities to sign up and take those. Some of them are virtual learning classes. Some of those are in person. They may go to Southern. They may, our Albertus ones are online. but it gives access to interests too that students may have.
This says on here, this lists the new dual enrollment courses that are being offered. Do you know how many we're up to currently?
I do not have a total number of that.
I was
I'm
just
sorry.
curious.
I was carrying it around for a long time, but I do not have it today.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Did
you hear?
Yeah,
Yes,
over
this
25.
is, as of April 1st, it's two-sided, so I could count them quickly, but we have quite a vast amount.
Thank you.
And those are the concurrent ones.
Anybody else?
There used to be like a test for language, like.
Oh, yes.
Do we still do that?
We do.
And it
It's
was a
called-
wide array of languages that
Yes,
students could test.
it's called the Seal of Biliteracy, and I work every other week with our world language coordinator, and we're working to actually increase the offerings on that, and we've had a challenge as of late and are going to do some planning around this. Many students who take also AP courses, the dates were kind of running almost similar, so it was a heavy lift for students. So we're trying to find a way that we can offer it at some different junctures so that more students will have an opportunity to take it. But yes, there are many languages available, and it doesn't need to be a language that we offer here. It could even be that you may be a multilingual student and have that language from home, and if you can pass the assessment in that language, then you have the Seal of Biliteracy. And the State Department of Education just this week shared some communications with us that they are enhancing that and looking for ways to promote it and have it on transcripts and maybe even diplomas.
And I just have one more question. I know a couple of years ago, we introduced IXL. Yes. Is that tracked similarly, the way iReady is?
Yes.
So we could see some of that, because
Yes.
IXL is in the middle school.
Correct, and we're
Right.
using it in some portions of the high school as well.
Right.
Yes. We do the same kind of data analysis there as well.
Would we be able to see that at some point?
Yes, I can get that, thank you.
Anybody else?
I guess I was going to ask about the concurrent dual enrollment, and Amanda touched on it. And Mike, I guess kind of as a follow-up thought to that would be, students that are interested in those are finding them, and they're in the catalog and they're available for students. I'm wondering if there's a way to make kind of a list of those courses available to parents who might want to gently push some of those thoughts on students, because, and it may just be in my household, but, students might be aware of it, and maybe that information is not trickling down. Unfortunately for my kids, I'm aware of it, and I kind of push towards that, but there might be other parents that would just like a centralized spot that they could go to kind of see what.
And we do have them on our website as well, but yes, that's a great idea.
And then I guess I really didn't intend to say anything about this, but it's just kind of been percolating as you guys have been talking. We as a board talk all the time about our students, how they're excelling, and how that's a direct result of our teachers and our faculty and our staff in our buildings. And I think these results, well, we don't ever want to teach to a test. I think these results show that the value that we're delivering and that the educational experience that's being provided, it's a great experience for a very good value. And I think, the teachers do a phenomenal job, but I think, a lot of times the public doesn't realize that the people over here on the left, the messaging starts out on top and it works its way down, and if the teachers don't feel supported and encouraged, that that doesn't get through as well. I'm kind of stumbling through this because, like I said, I wasn't thinking about how I was going to say this, but you guys in central office do a very good job, and I think that our teachers know that you have their backs, for a lack of an elegant way of putting it, and I think that makes a difference. And when teachers know that and feel that comfort, I think it reflects well to our students. That's pretty much it. So thank you all for everything you guys do.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Ditto.
Okay. Moving on to the Director of Student Services report.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, my report will highlight dyslexia awareness and how the district continues to support all learners of different abilities. The Connecticut State Department of Education has established a dyslexia awareness campaign to move awareness into action. As a district, we are very fortunate to have a strong partnership with the CSDE and have educators with strong backgrounds, knowledgeable and structured literacy intervention, and afford high-quality professional development to continue moving forward to meet our students' needs. I'm happy to share a little snapshot tonight on the information that I have, and I could always share more if you need it. Mrs. McKenna and I had the opportunity Tuesday evening to attend the Dyslexia Awareness Collaborative Kickoff at UConn Waterbury. It was a powerful experience to help learn more about next steps, collaborate with colleagues from around the state, and student voices to bring forward important work. In partnership with Mrs. Caitlin Ortiz, K-8 English coordinator, the district adopted DIBELS 8th edition, an improved dyslexia screener by the CSDE in 2024. All students grades K through 3 are administered the screener. This tool helps educators to identify any potential students at risk for dyslexia and enacts appropriate supports to be put in place to gather data to drive next steps. All teachers, classrooms, special education interventionists, and coaches participated in 3 DIBELS trainings over the past year. And in addition to that, they also attended a training called Amplified in 2025 and a refresher on scoring collaboration in 2025. So I think all of the screening pieces, we're doing a wonderful job setting that in play so that our students are getting identified earlier. So we definitely are shifting from the knowledge to the action component. The Office of Dyslexia and Reading Disabilities released a 3-phase strategic priority plan to address the ever-changing needs of our students. In May of 2025, the Office of Dyslexia and Reading Disabilities adopted the Connecticut Educator Competencies for Structured Literacy and Dyslexia and provided updated guidance to districts during the summer. The competencies align with the Connecticut core standards and provide guidance to all grade levels, pre-K to 12. The district is currently working to review, identify areas of growth and need, and implement this new updated guidance. To complement this work, I have also enrolled 3 teams, one at the elementary, one at the middle, and one at the high school into ReadCon 2.0. It's K-12 Science of Reading Professional Learning Series run by PCG, Public Consulting Group, and is a 2-year accredited program by the International Dyslexia Association and aligned with the Knowledge and Practice Standards for Teachers of Reading, KPS, and the Connecticut Educator Competencies for Structured Literacy and Dyslexia. Initially, these series, when the state offered these opportunities, were K-3, but ReCom has now expanded to grades K through 12 to ensure that we are adapting and identifying students that may be further in and still struggling. As more information becomes available, I will gladly share this with the board, and I'm just very happy that we're able to take part in this campaign and allow us to move forward. So thank you very much.
Does anybody have anything for Anthony? Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you.
Chief Operating Officer's report.
Good evening, everyone. As Amanda mentioned, in our discussion in Finance Committee, we did discuss the non-lapsing account. I just want to be clear that in your finance reports this evening, the board did approve at last September's meeting to move the unutilized funds totaling $291,232.96 from last year into the non-lapsing account. That is actually now part of your reports as Fund 50. So that is a report that you can be provided for. We can manage that on our side. As has been actively discussed, where we are currently, October 9th as it is. Simply a recommendation that we continue to look at our workers' comp and medical and dental reserve accounts as a possible place to put those funds, but it is October 9th right now, so keep that in mind over the entirety of our fiscal year. I do want to point out just a couple budget lines as you're looking at the current fiscal year. As we've already talked about workers' compensation, we are trying to feed that more within the operating budget, and what we're projecting would be some savings across some of our other budget lines to help get more money into it from the operating budget, and then look towards the end of the year in account lines, excuse me, where we might identify a surplus, as well as identifying areas in our grant funds to shift expenses to help alleviate additional funds to support our workers' comp line. Obviously, line 5600, our tuition line, is currently over. That is to be expected because we do actually report and project our special education tuition line net of the excess cost grant, which we find out about in December, with installments coming in both February and May to help alleviate that line. And so we were very conservative within that estimate when we built the budget last year, so we're hoping that should yield some benefits as the year progresses. Within your budget report, and I pointed this out last month as well, the budget transfer report does look a little bit different this year than we did. We were looking to provide a little bit more detail. There are no budget transfers this month that cross object code lines, so all of the transfers that you see, and they are looking back over previous years, pretty much in line. As you all know, and you all live each year, when we build the budget, we're taking a snapshot in January of where we think funds are going to have to be, and then as the year progresses, we do have to transfer money from one account to another. It might be for a software product, or might need more at the middle school versus the high school and athletic expenses. So that is always provided for you to approve. We've mentioned the medical and dental reserve accounts. Reminder, these do actually sit on the town side. We request their financial reports so we can reconcile them and provide the report that you get in your packet each week. In regards to transportation, you did receive your transportation report provided to us by DATCO. We do continue, I'm just in daily contact with them. Sometimes it's just checking in. They are still relatively new to us. We're in, I believe, the 5th week of operation with them. We feel they do continue to improve, but we also are very vocal about areas that we want to see them improve on, and they continue to be receptive. We do have a weekly meeting that is set. We will continue that at least through the foreseeable future. It's good conversation, but it also allows us to adapt to the feedback that we're getting from the community. One piece you may have, if you were paying attention to the town meeting last month, we've been in collaboration with the town, with DATCO and our side, with a program called Bus Patrol. And for those of us who are old enough to remember Bus Patrol being, you had an orange or a yellow sash and you watch behavior, that is actually not what this is. This is actually a pretty unique program. Bridgeport is also utilizing it. This company, Bus Patrol, will actually provide AI cameras on all of our vehicles that have stop arms. And you may have read this from some of the other districts, wherein if a traveling vehicle passes the stop arm, the camera will actually record that, and then that feed, that digital file will be provided to the police department to assess to see if it actually is a ticketable fine. While that'll certainly help generate revenue on the town side, what we're most happy about is yet another increased level of safety for our students, and also shows the collaboration with the town, the board, and DATCO as well to expand safety options for our students. So before I go on to cafeteria and food services, just want to, because they are a fledgling company with us thus far, are there any questions on transportation at this time?
I just wanted to ask about the cameras and when they would be installed.
That's a great question. We're waiting for the town to finalize the contract with Bus Patrol. Once that's taken care of, then we contact them and begin that installation. So that will be something that we will be updating the board on as that progresses in the year. Because everyone's going to need to know that these things are live, because the statistics are alarming, quite frankly.
I mean, I ask because I saw 2 cars this week pass buses with red lights out. So I'm in support of it, and I hope that it's done quickly, and I hope that people take it seriously and stop passing the buses when they have their stop signs out.
Absolutely. Finally, in regards to cafeteria and food services, Mr. Rizzo and his team off to a steady month. 5 of their employees, because they've been there since the beginning, hit their 20-year milestone in North Haven Public Schools. That's because Chartwells has also hit its 20-year anniversary serving the students of North Haven Public Schools. And over the last 3 weeks, Mr. Rizzo and I have conducted our first round of Connecticut State Department of Education required lunch and breakfast site visits for each of our schools to make sure counting and meal services being in accordance with state and federal regulations. Additionally, Sal and I have attended mandatory webinars over the last 3 Mondays because lucky us, we are up for the Connecticut State Department of Ed's audit that they have not conducted on us since 2017. If you're wondering why not since 2017, this was directly impacted by the COVID pandemic and they've been getting back on course. This is a very rigorous audit where they look literally at everything, not just our finances and food serving. They'll look at serving sizes, food nutrition labels, et cetera, et cetera. So if you happen to run into Mr. Rizzo over the next couple of months and you see him a little bit more on edge, just give him a pat on the back and tell him it's going to be okay. But that does conclude my report for this evening.
Do we have any questions for Christian? I have one. You said that surplus coming to 291?
291,232.96.
What about the original discussions that was well over 3?
No.
Where am I getting that number from?
Last year. Not last year's numbers. This was always just under 300.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
No.
Do I have a motion to approve the monthly financial report, including the recommended transfers?
Make a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Now time for public comment. This session is reserved for agenda items only. Anybody has anything you'd like to speak about? Mike, Tim, anybody? No? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Eileen Flanagan, 70 Round Hill Road. I appreciate the fact that you've provided information about the elementary school assessment. About a year and a half ago, I think Mr. Stirk presented to the Ridge Road PTA and said that it was starting an elementary school audit, and so I'm glad that it's finally providing you with information that you need. I just wanted to clarify, what are the steps required that you mentioned presenting to the town and presenting to the board here? Like, what has to happen next, I guess, in terms of, I understand.
Really, the numbers and the project schedule is really what we need to solidify and to make sure that whatever we present is the plan. You know, so they still have things to do. They still have to do school locations on the property to verify. There's still many things to do, but, and just going back to that last thing we made a year and a half ago, that's when we started. And that's how long it takes to get these things kind of through, and we're still a little ways away, but we're getting closer. So I can't really present as a formal presentation until all these things are concrete.
Who do you present to?
Well, that's an excellent question. First, yeah, it's the board. It's a combination of I have to go to the town because there is a debt service. We have to go to the board,
town's
of
Board of
course.
Selectmen, Board of Finance, Board of what?
Well, I'll have a conversation with Mr. Frieda in general, like we got now. Now everything's a general conversation. And then as we go, it'll obviously have to come to a vote to the town after the board approves everything, that it should move forward. Then we'll have a vote with the town.
Okay. I just don't want.
In the end,
parents to miss anything. That's where I'm coming from.
It's the population of North Haven that will decide in the end.
And to maintain parents' ability to be knowledgeable along the process, I guess that's kind of where I'm coming from, is like, how do we make sure we know when information will be shared?
I will share it every month. It's in our best interest to share it.
Okay.
Because we're looking to get it moved forward. And if there are things that I'm, half discussing or kind of going around, it's not gonna help the situation. So, we're trying to be as open and honest about it as we can. It's just that there's so much going on right now, things change. So I didn't wanna commit to these are the exact numbers and the exact dates and the exact time, because that would just be troublesome.
I am just happy it didn't fall into an abyss somewhere, so thank you for sharing
Yeah,
some information tonight. Thank you.
Rob, can I add something to? So I was involved in the middle school project. I represented the board, and there's going to be a lot of time for parents and community members to add to the conversation. So there will definitely be an opportunity for everybody to add to it.
And then does that create more headaches for you all because it elongates the process?
No, we just...
It's not a headache, it's a
I'm
process.
sorry, wrong choice.
It's a process.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
you're
that
welcome.
clarification.
Anybody else? Okay. May I have a motion to enter into executive session to discuss and potentially approve the board's options with respect to taking action to enforce and implement legal relief seek payment for sums due to the board due to its participation in the open choice program pursuant to Connecticut General Statute Section 12006B and 12009, and to invite Superintendent Patrick Stirk and Chief Operating Officer Christian Strickland to be present.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. The North Haven Board of Education hereby moves to take the following actions, and hereby directs the superintendent of schools to coordinate with the board's counsel and initiate the filing and pursuit of a petition before the State of Connecticut Board of Education pursuant to Connecticut General Statute Section 104B in order to seek compensation from the New Haven Board of Education as a result of services provided pursuant to the Open Choice Program. The board chair and the superintendent are hereby authorized to execute this petition on the board's behalf. Number 2, it hereby directs the superintendent of schools to coordinate with the board's counsel and initiate the filing and pursuant of civil action in Superior Court against the New Haven Board in order to seek compensation from the New Haven Board of Education as a result of services provided pursuant to the Open Choice Program. The board chair and the superintendent are hereby authorized to execute this complaint on the board's behalf. Number 3, to further direct the superintendent of schools to initiate and pursue all other legal actions that may be available to seek compensation from the New Haven Board of Education as a result of services provided pursuant to the Open Choice Program. The board chair and the superintendent are hereby authorized to execute this complaint on the board's behalf. Can I get a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Me.
That's okay. Any abstentions? So moved. May I have a motion to adjourn the October 9, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of Education?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Nobody wants to talk about this one? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you, everyone.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.